Hello, everybody. Welcome to Race 9, the Denver Racing Social Broadcast Challenge Series. I'm your lead commentator, John. This is my co-host, Marissa. We're going to be commentating some endurance racing at Virginia International Raceway tonight. The track is going to be slick. It's going to be hard for these drivers to stay on the track and be driving in these hypercars. So those who have the most amount of practice should prevail today. I'm very excited to see it.
I am so excited to see what we have today. We're definitely going to be able to tell who has practiced this track and who has not. This one, I have heard a rumor that this was dubbed the Green Hell of North America. So, we'll see what we have in store tonight, but I can assure you it's going to be pretty exciting.
Yeah, we're going to see a lot of drivers sliding, missing their braking points, flying off the turns. It's going to be a super chaotic one, and we might even see some DQs here as the race progresses on. But as we're tuning in right now, we have about 5 minutes left to practice. So we're going to go ahead and jump in to a roundtable with all of our team principals, hear how they're feeling about this race, and listen to them talk about how they're going to be sliding all over this track today. So let's go ahead and hop in for round 2 once we have our mic in Discord.
while we're getting that figured out, we do have our first trivia live. Go ahead and hop on. Links are in all of the chats.
All right, we're dragging the principals in. Hey, team principals, this is the production booth. You guys got us? All right, well, we wanted to hop in and just hear how you guys are feeling about VIR tonight. Sounds like we're in for a bit of a chaotic race, but I wanted to hear from each of you guys how your teams are feeling about tonight's race and just things for the fans to look forward to tonight.
From watching some of this practice, it looks like we're mowing some lawns tonight.
It's true.
But it can throw you way off track.
Have you guys done any practice, like going out on cold tires, like preparing for when the grip is at its absolute lowest today? And then EJ, I actually want to focus on you for a second. You're once again the only driver for Mile High Motor Club today. How are you going to be feeling not having any teammates on the track today? All right, that's what we like to hear.
Without giving away any secrets, does anybody have any strategies or extra thoughts they'd like to share?
Yeah, just a friendly reminder to all you guys, 60 incident points means disqualification from the race and 0 points earned. So we'll be definitely keeping an eye on that when we see all of these off tracks and chaos that ensues as this race progresses. But all right, any last messages to your fans who might be supporting the chat or your competing teams before we go ahead and get qualifying started?
Yep, thanks for watching. I'm going to try to not die.
Yeah, just echoing that.
Just for all the principals, just when lapping, it is going to be a lot more difficult, so it's probably going to take more time. Just heads up.
Yep. I'll tell Cristian to keep his mic muted.
All right, well, you guys are all good to hop back in your team chats. Good luck in qualifying, and we'll be talking to you guys throughout the race. So good luck, guys.
Good luck.
Thank you. Good luck, everyone.
Thank you. Good luck.
All right, that is what we like to hear. It sounds like our drivers are very much anticipating being some lawnmowers today.
They are.
Going into the grass on VIR, and you can just tell watching some of these practice laps that you're seeing on your screen right now. Some of these drivers are going to be having a hard time just keeping it out of the wall tonight.
Yeah, it definitely seems like that. They were talking about passing, which obviously happens during our races, and I think trying to give that little extra push could definitely cause some chaos during this race. Getting those cars maybe going a little wide, maybe going not wide enough, causing collisions, causing off tracks. We're definitely going to have to watch our incident points, because getting those off tracks causes our incident points. And I'm really excited to see who keeps it clean, which I anticipate Brian is going to be one of our cleanest drivers. Pretty consistent with how he's been the whole season.
On top of that, we're going to have to be keeping an eye on some drivers' tempers as
Yes.
well, because I know, as someone who's done a little bit of sim racing, going off track, having contact with other cars, like that slowly builds up. You start to get more and more stressed about making it to the end of this race. So I'm sure that's something all of these drivers are talking about. It's something that we in the commentary booth are going to be keeping an eye on. It's something that you guys in chat are going to find super entertaining. So I'm very excited for tonight.
Definitely. I am so excited. And you know, we have some of the calmest drivers I think we have in all of sim racing.
Yeah, we don't really hear these drivers get super riled up, but VIR might change that.
Right, definitely. So I think if we can kind of keep an eye on who maybe has more incident points, we'll hop into their chat maybe and see if it's you know, boiling their blood a little bit. We do remember this is an endurance race, so 2 hours of a little over 2 hours of going off track, having those frustrations, like it definitely takes a toll. So.
Absolutely. We've seen some races earlier this season, such as Long Beach, where drivers knew that the track was going to be their biggest opponent in the entire event. And I think that's something we're going to be seeing here as well, where drivers aren't going to be pushing 100% every single lap. Because one, it's a 2.5-hour race. That would take a lot of mental fortitude. And second, this track also will not be generous with incident points. And like Marissa was saying, for every 12 incident points that drivers gain in this race, they will have to do a drive-through penalty, which one adds over 30 seconds to their time most of the time. And on top of that, if you do 5 drive-throughs, you get 60 incident points, you're disqualified from the race. You get 0 points, your team gets 0 points, and there's 0 payout from this race. And no drivers want to do that tonight.
Definitely not. That's not what we're looking for. We're looking for good, clean racing, but you know, some off tracks and some excitement. I'm not opposed to that either.
Well, Marissa, I want to ask you, we've been doing this for the last couple of races now. We're trying to predict the top 4 drivers that are going to be finishing at the end of this race. And we've had some very consistent drives. We have Brian Szabelski, who is one of the cleanest drivers in this field, has not finished below 3rd place in this entire league, which is very, very interesting stuff. Cristian, for his team, has won the last 2 races, finished on top of the podium. So he's looking to make it back-to-back-to-back wins for his team. And on top of that, we know Full Throttle's been putting in a lot of practice. That's Dayton Harrison, that's Benjamin Bechtel, and they're going to be working to try and get up top step and maybe even a win tonight on the podium. So I want to ask you, are there any underdogs that you're cheering for tonight? And who is your top 4 going to be?
Top 4. Can I pick top 5? I want 5 this time.
We can do top 5.
Let's do 5. I think we're going to have Shea Devereux on the top 5. I'm going to think Brian Szabelski, Benjamin Bechtel, Dayton Harrison, and EJ Luna.
Oh, so no Cristian Martinez. Out. Marissa's banking
Don't
on
bet against
our
me.
last 2 race winner not being in the top 5
well,
in
and then he
tonight's
just
race.
got the fastest lap, so I don't know. Maybe that was the best, but let's give someone else a chance.
That's very fair. Definitely want to see some of those names on the top 5. So
Definitely.
I think Shea is also a great pick. Shea finished 2nd in our 3rd race, and since then has not reached the podium position. So I think with a little bit more practice today, he will definitely be able to stand on one of the higher steps of the podium. But let's think about my top 5 here. Cristian Martinez is going to be in the top 3. 100%. I think he's one of the most consistent drivers and is able to adapt his car really well. Brian Szabelski also going to be in the top 3, one of the most consistent drivers. I mean, it's pretty hard to bet against him in these races as well.
Especially for top 5.
Absolutely. And then I also think that tonight will be Dayton Harrison's night to qualify, to get into the top 3. He's finished 2nd twice in this league, and he hasn't finished on the top 7 podium, so it'd be cool to see him get a win tonight. And this track might actually be good for him because he'll be able to capitalize on all the mistakes from his other drivers.
That is very true.
Those are my top 3 for my other top contenders. I think Benjamin Bechtel will be able to have some really good pace in today's race. But then I also want to cheer for Andy Cody today. I think Andy Cody deserves a really good high position here on the podium. He finished in 7th last race after having a really good pace in his car, and he is one of our newest drivers. So I'm really hoping that he brings the speed. And right now he's currently sitting 4th on the qualifying charts as these drivers are now halfway through qualifying. So let's go ahead and take a look at these times. Cristian Martinez with 1:35.5, about a second or 6/10 faster than Brian Szabelski, follows him up in P2. P3 currently is Benjamin Bechtel, with Andy Cody behind him in 4th. And then Shea Devereux currently sitting in 5th with Xavier, EJ Luna, and Ruben Gutierrez breaking out the bottom 8 right now. But we still have some drivers looking to qualify, like Dayton Harrison there. You just saw him put a 6th place lap time in. And Andy Cody also improving his time to go 1:36.5 to put him 3rd so far. So all of these drivers, as you can see, trying to get a clean lap in with all of these other drivers on the grid. So hopefully there's no impeding of lines and all of these drivers can have the fastest times possible because it's going to be a close one. But right now, Cristian Martinez is absolutely running away with it. He looks like he's definitely got some moves tonight.
He definitely does. Now I'm a little bit regretting not having him in my top 5, but that's okay because we're not playing for cash. But if anybody wants to play for cash,
yeah, what are we going to be doing for interaction with the chat tonight? So what do we have in store?
We have one trivia that's already live. That is live until 9 o'clock tonight for you to win a free happy hour here at DRS Centennial. You can bring 3 of your friends. If you don't have friends, you can call us, or you can come by yourself. It's also okay. Check out the full 360 motion sim, which is a lot of fun. And yeah, have a good time here on Andrew. He's paying for that session for you. So that one is already live. It's the link is in the chat, in Twitch, and in YouTube. It's because of the big Taylor Swift news that we got today. It's very geared towards Taylor Swift, Travis Kelce trivia. So that one is ready for you. That's already live. So hop in there whenever you have the chance to get that done. And then we'll have 3 other trivias going on tonight, which is going to be how well do you know the drivers, per the driver's request from the last race. The last one is also how well do they know each other, and in between that is going to be what is it? Oh, track facts about VIR, which is very exciting. So let's see how well we know this track. It has 18 turns.
Yeah, this is a very technical track. There are a lot of sweeping turns where drivers are going to be going uphill and trying to navigate these apexes. And then there are also going to be some really tight turns where drivers have to get really, really slow in order to make it around without spinning out. So a very technical track. This is not one of the drivers' favorite tracks in this league. In fact, this might be one of the most dreaded tracks from our drivers. So it'll be very interesting to see how this track treats them and how it plays out tonight. But looking at back to qualifying here, we have about 1 minute left in qualifying, and it's Shea Devereux who's topping the timing charts with 1:35.1, around 0.3 faster than Cristian. So putting down some good lap time there. Ryan Szabelski 3rd, Andy Cody 4th, Benjamin Bechtel 5th. That has not really changed. Xavier Williams is going to put himself up to 6th, though, as Dayton Harrison is also dropping down to 8th. Cristian, though, is going to retaliate to Shea. He's going to put down a better lap time, but it's not by much. 0.05 of a second there for Cristian to get to the front of the grid. And
0.05 of a second is so fast.
That's really close. We have so many drivers here that I know just want to have a really good finish, and some teams that are looking to score a lot of points. And speaking of team points, if you missed our last race, we had a little bit of a team total at the end of the race, and Full Throttle, the team Full Throttle is miles ahead in the team point standings for this league.
I believe they're about 2,000 points ahead.
That is a lot of points.
So that's a lot.
So I'm sure that they're feeling pretty calm and confident for this race, knowing that they don't have to score maximum points in order to keep their lead. And now it's going to come down to the Drivers' Championship, which Brian Szabelski has been leading because, like I mentioned earlier in the stream, he has not finished below 3rd in any of these races so far this season. And he's looking to continue that trend today. So
that's right.
All right, let's go ahead. We have a chatter saying, John Gamerkin, quite possibly the greatest sportscaster of all time.
I agree. I am so privileged to be able to sit next to him, share mic. So much fun. We also had a shout out earlier for a fan of Benjamin's. So we will definitely relay your message to him later on in the stream. I'm not surprised that Full Throttle has fans in the chat already. So.
Yeah.
Anybody else in chat, let us know. Who are you rooting for?
And
If you want to say hi to us, that's also okay.
I think we're going to be getting underway here pretty soon now that
We are.
qualifying has ended. Cristian has secured pole, Shea Devereux second, Andy Cody third. Those are going to be your top three starting the race, followed by Brian Szabelski, Benjamin Bechtel, Xavier Williams, and something that I was not anticipating, Dayton Harrison starting all the way down in 8th. Usually we see him up in the top 5 for sure. He's in my top 5, so hoping he gets a little bit of a good start. But we did see this last time as well. Dayton started in the back, didn't have the best start of the race, but then was able to put down super consistent pace, and also had a very good strategy last time in Road America. But it's time to get this race started.
It is. One of my top 5 is last. Come on, EJ. We're going to cheer for EJ, who, by the way, tonight is holding it down for his own team. He is the only racer for Mile High Motor Club tonight. So on the team trivias, if you would like to support Mile High Motor Club, they're going to need all the bonus points they can get tonight.
All right. I can't wait for the start of this race. All of the tires are going to be cold. All of these drivers are going to be super close to each other. So we'll try and cover as much of the action as we can as this race gets going, and should be super, super entertaining.
That's
Qualifying results, we just went through it. And we're going to be going into our pace lap here. The race is just about to get started. And when we do, we'll cover this race for you guys. Should be a good one.
Did you know if people actually pay attention to this picture that's on the screen right now, some of the answers to the trivia are on the screen.
It's good to know. Our eagle-eyed viewers will have to check that out. So we've got these drivers lining up on the grid, but I do see a message in the chat talking about the most recent NASCAR race in Daytona, asking about who caused one of the bigger wrecks at Daytona. Now, I was there. I was able to experience this in person. One of the best races I've ever watched in my life, for sure. But there was a wreck involving some of the bigger names in the sport, like Bubba Wallace, Kyle Busch, and they're asking if it was Bubba's fault in the wreck. So my answer to you, I think that it was a combination of many things. I think Bubba can definitely share some of the blame, but I think some of the blame could also go to Joey Logano or Kyle Larson. Everyone just trying to race for space that wasn't Bubba. So at the end of the day, it was a racing incident, and it felt really bad for Kyle Busch. As a Kyle Busch fan, that was hard to watch. Very unfortunate. But all right, I have these drivers going out on the out lap, so we're going to go ahead and get this race.
All right.
Good evening. Good evening, sim racing fans, and welcome back to another electrifying round of the Denver Racing Social Broadcast Challenge Series. coming to you tonight from one of America's most technical and treacherous road courses, Virginia International Speedway.
After the carnage at Road America in Race 8, where Cristian Martinez put on a strategic masterclass to earn his 4th win of the season, the championship picture has been shaken, not stirred.
Brian Szabelski still leads with 2,819 points after a consistent P2 finish, but Cristian Martinez, despite only running 7 of 8 rounds, now holds the highest projected points finish of 4,094 points if his winning streak continues. Benjamin Bechtel also rebounded to P3 last race, but his 22 incident points may have come back to bite as the title battle heats up.
As we head into race 9, the pressure is building. With just 3 rounds left, every apex, every pit call, and every incident will count.
Tonight's track, the VIR road course, is a true driver's circuit with high-speed sweepers, elevation changes, and no room for error. Watch for decisive moves into Oak Tree, the madness of the uphill S's, and slipstream battles all the way to the hog pen.
We're expecting wheel-to-wheel drama, team tactics, and individual brilliance. Everything the BCS is known for.
So buckle up, grab your snacks, and get ready for a Tuesday night showdown that could reshape the entire championship.
This is the DRS Broadcast Challenge Series, and it's lights out.
All right, I'm so excited. This is going to be such a good
so
race.
Excited.
These drivers are coming back around, finishing up these last few corners, and these last corners right before the start-finish line are some of the hardest on the circuit, so definitely something to keep an eye on as we get started today. But they come around the last turn, and it's going to be up to our pole sitter, Cristian Martinez, to set the pace as these drivers get started, and the race is off. 2.5 hours to go. Lights are out and away we go. And Cristian is absolutely running away. He's not letting anyone take advantage of their position, and he's just going to run away in first.
You know, it looks like Shea got a little bit of a slow start.
That looks like Xavier Williams dropping down the field a little early there in the back of the field. Must have missed something into turn 1, but otherwise all these drivers keeping it straight and keeping it clean here early in the race, as we're now on board with Brian Szabelski, qualified 4th, is going to be chasing down the top 3 for a podium spot.
That's right, and it looks like we do have fans for Daniel and Chris in the chat. Anybody else in chat, let us know who you're rooting for, who you want us to be on board with.
And if you don't have anyone to cheer for yet, let us know in the commentary booth who you want, or who you should cheer for, because there are a lot of amazing personalities in this league that could definitely use some more fans.
Definitely.
But here we go, back on board. We're in some of the midfield cars here. We're on board with EJ Luna, who is up 2 spots since qualifying. He did not have the best qualifying, but that's okay. He's known for having some of the most consistent pace in the field, and he's looking to try and get some positions gained there in the back. We got Andrew Cody now, who is just a little bit behind Shea Devereux. Both of these drivers looking to have a really good finish tonight. Shea looking to get onto the podium for the first time since the 3rd race of the season, and Andy Cody looking to get on the podium for the first time in DRS, the Broadcast Challenge Series history.
Yes.
So going to be trying to do that early in this race, but none of these drivers want to push it too hard and lose that valuable track position that they earned qualifying. So a very, very calm start to this race, as no drivers are lunging for positions quite super early. And I think that is a strategic move. I don't think any of these drivers want to get a ton of incident points super early in this race, because we know that they're definitely going to be getting some as this race progresses on.
That is for sure. It looks like we may have a little bit of a battle here between Dominik Wilderer and Zane May. At the back of the pack, Zane might be already going for a pass.
Yes, Zane driving from Molbar Motorsports there, chasing Dominik Wilderer for full throttle. Even though they are racing in the back of the field, this is important for team points as well, like we were mentioning earlier. So every position matters. As we're talking about Dom's teammate here, we've now got Dayton Harrison for full throttle, who's trying to chase down Daniel to get in 6th. Cristian currently running away in the lead, pulling a 2.6 second gap already 2 minutes into this race. He's looking like he's going to have some really good pace today. He's just got to keep it clean and not go off the track. On board with Cristian here. As you can see, so many braking zones going up hills or going through a turn where you have to be hard on braking. That is very hard to do, especially in these cars that are just so fragile and so touchy. Like, as you can see, riding on board with Cristian through the amount of elevation changes that these cars go through will definitely be mixing up just how the drivers are feeling their car underneath them. So it's going to be very technical and drivers have to be very careful. As you can see, Cristian going a little bit wide there at turn 1, missing the apex just a little bit, but manages to keep it on the track and keep it clean as he holds his 2-second lead over Shea.
That's right. I mean, this track is so technical. You have to have your braking points just right. Going a little wide, banking a curb just a little too much is going to make that car go right into the grass.
And you can see Cristian absolutely hugging the curbs already to start off this race, which is a very bold move, but might as well get comfortable knowing what those curbs feel like underneath your car, as we're now on board with Xavier Williams, who has fallen down 2 positions from the start of the race, currently sits 2.5 seconds behind EJ Luna, who is trying to attack Dayton Harrison. EJ's had a very good start to this race, up 4 spots, and trying to score some points for Mile High Motor Club.
That's right. EJ Luna, again, another technical, very strong racer. If he's put time in on this track, it will definitely show tonight.
Very interesting to watch, see how he does as this race progresses. But overall, now we are 3 laps into this race, and it has been a pretty smooth start from everybody. But we still have 2.5 hours of racing.
Right. Definitely not the start I was expecting.
A lot of
chaos.
Is still coming up, as we're going to go ahead and take a look back at a replay here. On board with Xavier Williams, he is that red car there. Got a full throttle car coming to his inside. Looks like he's going to be making a little bit of contact there.
I believe that's with Benjamin Bechtel, the number 28 for full throttle.
Contact, another car getting sent off the track from the bumper of, I think that is Benjamin Bechtel, because he was the highest qualifying full throttle car. Cannot be happy about that. And it looks like Dayton Harrison is also going to be falling off the track there when we would replay and lose a couple more spots, which means EJ Luna is still moving up the field. Let's go ahead and take a look what happened here. On board with Dayton, he is the purple and gold car that you see on your screen there. We had EJ Luna chasing him from behind, and see what happened to Dayton here. Yep, this is something that we're going to see a lot of tonight. It looks like he just misjudged the braking zone and flew off the track a little bit. And that is enough for, in Dayton's case, to lose 2 positions. Not what we want to hear.
Definitely not ideal. This is the carnage I was hoping for.
We're going to be seeing a lot of that. Xavier manages to keep it collected and composed. After a little bit of a slide going back on track, though, he is still in 8th place, and that is not the start he wanted to his race.
No, definitely not. But it does show something about these drivers who are able to still maintain, like, yes, they're sliding off the track or going off of their racing line, but they're holding their brakes, they're not impeding on traffic, and they're getting back into the race, which I think is very important quality of a driver to have, especially in all of these endurance races.
Absolutely. We heard from the drivers in our roundtable today of them talking to the other team principals, just with reminders like keep it clean, be careful when passing, and hopefully all of these drivers listen to their team principals and let these drivers go. Otherwise, there might be even more carnage with people just trying to take over lap track.
Definitely.
But taking a look here, it looks like the interval between a lot of these cars is growing and growing and growing. This was always going to be the case at VIR with all of the spins that we've encountered so far, but I also want to point out Shea Devereux has not been letting Cristian Martinez get away. He's been holding that 2.5 second gap behind our leader now since the start of the race, which is pretty good to see that someone has the pace to keep up with Cristian. So hopefully Shea will be able to hang with him here as this race progresses.
Definitely. And it'd be really good to see Shea put some pressure on Cristian, make him fight for that championship that he desperately wants.
Yes, Cristian, I think, would also love that competition. We've heard from Cristian a couple of these races. Races that he has dominated, he has been like, there was no one to pass. I was just racing by myself the whole time. So I think someone should definitely give Cristian a run for his money at some point in the series.
I definitely agree.
Because Shea Devereux currently has the fastest lap. If he can keep that pace and just keep it clean, I bet he'd be able to catch up to Cristian. But chat, let us know where you're at. Where's your team at? Where are your drivers at? And what nickname do Taylor Swift's fan base call themselves? So many questions.
Pretty sure it's not the Swift Army. Yes, you are correct. They are Swifties.
Go ahead, we got a replay of EJ Luna here. We were just talking about how good of a start to this race he had. Looks like he's just going to go a little bit into the dirt.
Well, he saved it pretty well.
But he's going to manage to save it there. Yeah, I mean, like, it looks like he's on the edge of this car right now, driving around the circuit.
I was definitely holding my breath, but he's going to go off track.
Currently sitting in 6th right now, about 12 seconds behind Benjamin Bechtel in 5th. So we'll see if he's going to be able to close that gap. Because if you look at the map of all the drivers here on the bottom left-hand side of your screen, you've got around the top 4 drivers, or top 5 drivers, including Benjamin Bechtel there, all in their own group, with then a bit of a gap to EJ Luna and Date Harrison, and then another gap to this battle that we're watching right now between Xavier Williams, Ruben Gutierrez, and Daniel Taminga.
Yeah, it does look like we've separated the grid a little bit. You can see the top half and the bottom half. I expect there to be some good battles in both groups of cars.
Looks like a beautiful day there in Virginia. A couple clouds in the sky. Great day for racing, good visibility. All these drivers are going to be happy once more laps are being completed so that the track warms up, grips up a little bit, and makes it a little easier to navigate. So we did hear when we were talking to the drivers in the roundtable before this race even started, they were talking about how this track, these cars, is not a combo that you would normally see. Usually VIR has a lot more racing in lower classes of cars, GT cars, even Miatas, and I hear a lot of people who drive there in real life who enjoy that kind of racing, but definitely not in these faster cars. And speaking of racing there, Dominik Wilderer, currently sitting at 11th, was just at Virginia International Raceway, racing his own Miata in real life. So I wonder if that experience is going to translate.
I don't know. I mean, maybe, but this type of car is so different. The way it handles is different. You know, it's, I don't know. Maybe we'll have to chat with him later on and see if it's helping him, or maybe it's hurting him a little bit. I doubt that it's hurting him actually, but maybe it is helping.
And we'll have to see about that. Dom's currently sitting 15 seconds behind Ruben in 10th right now. So he must have had some kind of mix-up or spin early in the race to put him so far back, but there's still a lot of time to make up because we're only around 15 minutes into this race.
All right, we still have over 2 hours to go. So chat, we need your help. We need you to cheer on your favorite drivers. We need you to ask us all of your questions. And yeah, really, we want to know who you're cheering for. Who do you want us to focus on or distract? Or, I mean, we kind of have the power over here. We really don't want to ruin anybody's race. We won't intentionally try to distract anybody. Looks like Shea is really ripping around those corners. He's driving pretty confidently.
Yes, he is. He can see Cristian right in front of him. He knows Cristian's not getting away super fast and having better lap times. And by the looks of it, it looks like Shea is definitely keeping up with Cristian, if not having better pace than him. But it looks like he did mess up a little bit. He's now a second slower or behind Cristian than he was last lap. But we're also taking a look at the mini map here. Cristian is going to be coming up on some lap traffic here. It's going to be coming up on Dominik and Zane here in a lap or two, and we'll see if that hinders his line at all or if these drivers just let him by. But we have seen so many times before in this series Cristian Martinez coming up on a lap Dominik Wilderer, and Dominik did not let him by easy. So we'll definitely keep an eye on that as Cristian closes in on the back of the field.
We'll definitely have to check in to see what maybe some of those team orders might have been for today's race. I don't anticipate that this is a very easy track to pass on. So we'll have to see, what kind of strategy these drivers have, especially the faster drivers like Cristian Martinez, Shea Devereux, Andy Cody, Brian Szabelski. They are all very strategic drivers. So we'll have to see what comes of that, or if I don't want to say intentional mistakes are made, but everyone is, like we heard in the team principals chat, everyone is trying to just stay safe, stay on track, get the least amount of incident points as possible. Hoping for no DQs tonight.
Taking a look here, the top drivers are now putting in their lap times for the last lap. The fastest guy on the track this last lap was Andy Cody, currently sitting in third, trying to track down Shea and Cristian. It's where he qualified, and he's also been putting down some really good lap times. So that is the number that sort of pops up to the right there of all of these driver best lap times. And that is the most recent lap time of these drivers. So keep an eye on to know who has the best pace currently on the track.
I just want to point out that one driver in my top 5, EJ Luna, who did not qualify the best, has moved himself up 5 positions. He is almost in the top 5. I am still rooting for him. I know he missed last race, so I think it's going to motivate him even more to do as well as he can this race.
Yeah, and one of the drivers I'm looking at that I chose for my top 5, Dayton Harrison, just got passed by Xavier Williams and is now falling back behind him. Probably did not have the greatest start to the race there. But as you can see, going a little wide around that turn, something we're going to see a lot of tonight, and allows Xavier to get that position back. So hopefully Dayton's able to pick it back up and race all the way up to the top 5. But right now he is, I want to say, around 30 seconds behind our 5th place driver, Benjamin Beckler. Board with Daniel Tominga here. Looks like he got just a little bit loose coming out of the turn. Full throttle and Mile High Motor Club car navigating around him. Looks like they got around just fine. We have Tominga waiting for all the drivers to go before entering the track. That is what we love to see.
And that is exactly what we like to see. We like to see if our drivers are having an incident like that, holding the brakes, waiting till they have a safe rejoin as to not mess up anybody else's race. You could see the other drivers reacting well, scooting out just a little bit to go around him. So everybody was as safe as they could be with that racing incident.
Still looking down at the mini map every lap to see the ground Cristian is making up on Dom, who's currently in 12th. And Cristian's getting very close to lapping the field here. And I'm very curious to see if Dominik's going to let him go. I mean, Dominik is in last place, not racing anyone for position right now. But we know that these two drivers don't let each other by super easily. So I'm going to keep an eye to see what Cristian does here. He's currently built his gap to second place Shea Devereux around 4 seconds, and Andy Cody has also fallen back a little bit. Brian Szabelski closing the gap on 3rd place just a tad, but right now we're looking at Cristian, and I want to see if Dominik is going to be able to hold him up. But Dominik has been putting down some pretty decent lap times, a couple seconds off the pace of our leaders, but regardless, still putting down some decent laps.
That is very true. And, sometimes I want to think of, are the principals thinking about the holistic picture? Is Full Throttle, a team principal, Benjamin Bechtel, thinking about the strategy for the whole team and not just the individual driver, which I think has been his focus the past few, using Dominik's skills to kind of drive with his elbows out a little bit, to, help, create gaps or increase. But yeah, it looks like
It looks like Dom's just going to let Cristian go. No need to
very
battle
clean.
him there.
uh, like we said, we're not in the interest of ruining anybody's race, and I think with the position that Dominik is in right now,
Yeah.
it doesn't make sense to necessarily I don't know, ruin anybody's race.
Yeah, I think the commentary booth notes there's no bad blood between the drivers. Cristian doesn't have any bad blood. Dominik doesn't have any bad blood. They've chatted after the races so many times, and I didn't expect them to have any kind of incident. I was just mentioning it from a broadcast perspective to see if that would shake up the race for the lead here at all, but it doesn't look like it, as Cristian's just going to keep running away with it. Now it's going to be up to Shea to get by Dom here, and we'll see if Dom does the same thing he did for Cristian, which he probably will.
I anticipate he will. I think part of it is just going to be depending on where he catches Dominik on the track. If it's, through the S's, Shea might have to slow down and wait till he has that opportune pass or opportune place to pass. Oh. I think maybe Dominik just went wide.
That's going to be a pass for Shea, but Shea, you can look at the interval between Cristian and Shea, first and second. He definitely did lose at least a couple tenths trying to get around Dom, which in the grand scheme of things, I mean, this is, we're anticipating a two-stop strategy for this endurance race. So there is still a lot of racing to go, and the intervals currently will not make that big of a difference once these drivers are actually going to the pits and doing all that kind of stuff. We see Cristian flashing his lights there. Trying to get around, I believe that is Zane May from Molbar. Zane May is definitely going to let him pass there on the long straight.
Which I think is the ideal place to pass on this track, for sure. But that's why I'm not racing. That's why I'm commentating, because I would be in the grass probably 100% of the time in this race.
Oh yeah, I mean, just like seeing the consistent pace out of all of these drivers is very impressive, because if I hopped into iRacing, I would not be anywhere close to the pace these guys are driving right now. So that's definitely the practice from the drivers, but it's also just the skill of these drivers and how good they are at sim racing.
Who is that? Andy Cody also passing Dominik Wilderer, I believe. And Andy Cody was in your top 5, wasn't he?
Yep. Yeah, I've got Andy Cody in my top 5, so yeah.
Oh, we had someone go off track. Shea is passing his own teammate, and maybe Zane going a little off track. I think that corner is very hard for Dayton. I think he's going off track or hitting the grass pretty consistently, which has got to be frustrating.
Yeah, maybe that's just lack of practice or lack of trust in the car, but he's still managing to have some pretty decent lap times. He's still following pretty closely behind Xavier, so even after the off track's not losing a lot of ground. But I think both Xavier and Dayton here are having a little bit of a harder time keeping it on track than some of them.
All right, chat. Give us a quick shout out. Let us know you're there. We are going to hop into our first trivia to help your favorite team earn some extra points. I am going to drop the link in the chat. Now, just to put a little reminder out there, we have EJ Luna, he's the sole driver for Mile High Motor Club. So if you're not cheering for a specific team tonight, Mile High Motor Club could definitely use your support. We do have OK Motorsports, who is only driving with 2 drivers tonight. All the other teams are fully staffed. So if you need someone to root for, Mile High Motor Club and OK Motorsports are the 2 that could potentially appreciate your extra support tonight. If you have your favorite team, drop it in the chat. Let us know, who are you cheering for? Who are your bonus points going to go for? As a reminder, first place gets 100 extra points, second place gets 75 extra points, and third place gets 50 extra points. So, potential for a team to get 200 extra points in this race, which is a significant amount of points for sure.
While we have you guys chat, let us know you're there once you guys are joining the stream. We are currently on board with a really good battle now, actually, between Dayton and Xavier. Xavier knows Dayton's behind him and is running a little bit more of a defensive line as well, trying to keep that full throttle car behind. And Dayton obviously has some pretty good pace here. Gonna have to try and find a way around Xavier, but this would be also a really good POV for you guys, the viewers, to watch and see where the most opportune moments are to overtake on the super tricky and windy track.
Alright, I am going to participate in the trivia tonight.
Looks like Dayton's just going to go a little bit wide there. Missed one of the apexes on those sweeper turns. Very quick right and left and right and left. Trying to go up the hill here at VIR and just went off the track a little bit. Lost about a second on Xavier, and now he's just going to have to lock back in and do it again. Got a little bit of a message from our race control here, who has been controlling all of the camera angles here in iRacing. If you guys are watching the stream, you should definitely try and share it with a friend. We want to have build a growing community here at DRS, and we love hearing all of you guys in the chat, enjoying all of the commentary and racing and everything that we're putting on for you guys. So if you think we're cool, tell a friend.
Yeah, definitely. We'd like to have as many people here talking with us, doing trivia as much as we can. Andrew loves giving out the free happy hour here at DRS Centennial. Yeah, and we love to talk to you. We like to know who you're cheering for and give you all the facts we can. Remember, we are on YouTube and on Twitch. Ready or not, chat, we are going with this trivia. We've already been talking about this one. Should also be up on your screen.
Speaking of on your screen.
it looks like we have Benjamin Bechtel coming up on traffic.
Oh, and it looks like Shea Devereux is jumping into the pit lane.
Oh, does that seem a little early to you?
It does seem a bit early, lap 19, only 28 minutes into this race. I don't think this will be a drive-through
No?
because of the pace he's been able to keep with Cristian, but we did see last race Brian Szabelski go into the pit super early
That is true.
because he wanted to have a fresher set of tires for the end of the race. So maybe it is a strategy from Shea here, just wanting to get some new rubber on. Maybe we could go ahead and take a look at the incident points on these drivers so far as well.
Now, it is in the name.
It doesn't look like any drivers have done any drive-throughs so far. The closest would be Dom with 10 incident points. But the rest of our drivers, Andrew, Cody currently with 0. So this is most definitely a strategy pit stop for Shea.
Definitely.
From second, which is interesting.
That is very interesting, and I wonder if he is going to be doing a 3-pit strategy on this race.
We knew that there was a fuel-saving strategy that was in place at Road America last time for some of our drivers, not pushing super hard at all in order to save their fuel, have slower lap times, but not have to go into the pits again. So if that strategy is going on right now, it would have been so that Shea is able to go full out the entire time. As we're now seeing Daniel Taminga in the pits.
This has to be strategy.
It does. I mean, Shea and Daniel Taminga are both on separate teams, I believe.
VIR was built in 1957. If you haven't answered the question yet. Yeah, Yumi and Leo. Chat, is not too late for you to join the trivia. It is in the link. Double checking. It is there. In the chat.
That is interesting. No other driver has come into the pits yet. Both Daniel Taminga and Shea Devereux came in at lap 18, had very similar pit stop times. So on board with Dom there, looking up the inside of Zane May. These guys are bumper to bumper racing, and it's for 10th place. Oh! Zane's going to hook the curve there going around, and he's going to smack into the wall. That is unfortunate for Zane there. Definitely going to accuse some incident points for that.
Most definitely.
Looks like Cristian Martinez from the lead is now into the pit lane. Okay,
I still feel like this is really early to be pitting.
I was wrong before. So Cristian, Shea, and Daniel Tominga are all on the same team. That's Moto House. Moto House is doing an early pit stop strategy based on what we can see here. Cristian Martinez pitting from the lead in that red and white Ferrari.
Just a small correction. Shea is on Mulbar.
Oh, my bad.
That's okay. All of these names, most of them start with an M, and it gets a little bit confusing for us. But Daniel
Mulbar,
and Cristian
Moto
are both on Moto House. It's got to be a team. Wait, who was in the pit? Cristian, Shea, and Daniel. Yeah, Cristian and Daniel have to be on the same pit strategy, I think. I don't know. I am interested to see once we get into our team chats to see what their strategies are.
Yeah, see if there's any differing strategy for these drivers. So Shea pit from second to go into the pits first behind Cristian, and now Cristian has pit, so now he comes out in front of Shea, and Shea is about 8 seconds slower than Cristian. So he did lose a bit of time hitting earlier on Cristian, which probably will mean that the drivers that are staying out might be able to get a little bit more time on Shea and Cristian by staying out and really pushing their fuel tank. So we'll keep an eye out on that when these drivers start to do their pit stops. Like, again, we are only 35 minutes into this race. We still got about 2 hours left and a lot of pit stops to go. So now we've got Xavier Williams on board. That is the last Moto House GP car.
Yes. I apologize for putting a trick question. The answer is C. Our drivers are running in the 135, but the LMP2 record is a 139. These cars are GT. Oh. Prototype.
Got a fan for Daniel Tominga in the chat. Cowboy K. Tominga currently in last, but he has done a pit stop. He has not been running in last all race.
That is very true.
On an alternate strategy there from Moto House.
Yes. If you were watching at the beginning of the stream, I told you the answers were on that little thing about VAR. It had the lap or the track length on it. I am sure about that. We all got it right. Good job. Definitely. Yeah, it would be really awesome if we get that chat box and just fill up and we can't keep track of what everybody's saying. The commentator's dream.
Send as many messages as you possibly can in the chat right now.
Right now,
Spam
go.
it.
Well, let's wait till after trivia. Because if you're playing trivia, you got to focus on that too. Because you also want to get extra points for your team.
Start spamming the trivia answers in the chat.
You're wrong. Yep.
Nobody got it.
I think that you got a little bit of a black flag next to Dominik's name. He might be the first driver to have to do a drive-through
Yes,
so far in this race. As you can see, he's back into the pit lane.
that is
Now
one of the
he's gotta do that drive.
updates on our software to actually show the black flag.
Big fan of that.
Yeah, me
Okay.
too.
If you are doing this trivia on your mobile, there is a link to the DRS website if you would like to become a DRS member. I also dropped the link in the chat. So you have multiple ways to get this answer correct.
What is DRS?
DRS is this. It's Denver Racing Social. It's who we are. It's what we do.
Why did I name it DRS?
That's a question for you, Andrew. Only you know the reason you do things.
I thought it'd be super cool to have DRS because DRS is part of Formula One and drag reduction system, which they're now getting rid of. So this will be kind of a legacy name for DRS. It's people who were in the know are always going to know, and then new fans of Formula One, as they come in, they just won't know what DRS ever was. Because I don't think it's been around that long. Maybe like 5, 6 years, 7 years. I have no idea.
I don't know. All I know is that it looks super cool on merch.
It definitely does. Do you see it all right here?
Got
Look
the
at it.
DRS.
We got
Looks really good on
shirts
that hat.
Got a
on.
sticker, DRS right here. Looks great.
This answer to this is also on your screen. Up there.
Where?
Over
Yeah.
there.
What's the question?
Number 9, number
Oh, yeah,
9.
yeah. 9 races. Somehow I
9.
chose 10.
9 races.
No, and I would like to take this opportunity to thank you guys behind me as I block you for hanging in there for 9 races. Technically 10 because we can't forget about Le Mans. Our
I think we can. I think we can forget about Le Mans.
Our 6-hour broadcast.
It was a very long time. We have grown so much from then. Yeah, our broadcast booth is better. You know, everything. It's just so great. So different from that very first.
Did he do the same thing twice? There's no way. Yeah, we could definitely forget about Le Mans. That was terrible.
But those of you that were there with us, thank you for being with
Yes.
us and supporting us
It's
for
definitely
that
memorable.
very long drive. It was a great time. I'm pretty sure we had no voices after that, but it was an exciting 6 hours.
And there are a few drivers that have never returned to the simulator after that night. So
It's also very true.
I think we broke Kyle that night. Yeah, that was a lot. I think we had Dane, we had Kyle, a couple other drivers that just, I think we burnt out on that one race.
Decided that endurance racing just wasn't for them.
And that's
you know
okay.
what? That's fair.
But you know, if you're watching and it is for you, let us know.
The one
We
thing
need drivers.
Yes.
You could become a member.
Next season's going to be really fun, I promise. It will not be 2.5-hour races. So just stay tuned for that.
There you go. You're not gonna have to listen to us for 2.5 hours.
The one thing I remember from that Le Mans was this guy here on screen, Dayton, telling us how he raced that pretty much 5
Oh.
hours.
In a metal folding chair.
Yes.
He sent us a picture, I believe, after the
Yep.
fact.
4 hours of endurance racing on a folding table and a folding chair.
Mm-hmm.
And now he decided that wasn't enough endurance racing for him and decided to compete in this league, which is absolutely crazy.
And look how much he's grown, though. Like, he is pulling in, I mean, pretty consistent. Over the season, he's been doing, in my opinion, really well, and putting in the work for full throttle.
Yes.
I mean, in our first race, he came in second place. 2 races ago, he came in second place again. So he's doing really well.
Ooh, Xavier. Black flagged.
Here come the black flags we were talking about.
Yep, it was only a matter of time before these drivers had to start serving drive-through penalties for going off the track, because there hasn't been there's been very little driver-on-driver contact. We saw that contact between Xavier and Benjamin at the start of the race, but otherwise, all of these off-tracks and spin-outs these drivers are having are all on the driver, which is, I guess, a good thing that these drivers aren't running into each other, but also unfortunate to see as we see EJ Luna for Mile High Motor Club also going off the track here, locking up a bit, trying to go around these turns, which it'll happen. These cars are tough.
And once the grip starts to go in your tires, maybe that's why those other drivers pit so early, was to get new tires, because their grip was just going out. It's definitely something you have to have on this track.
Yeah, we've only had 5 drivers so far of the 12 come in. Xavier was actually one of them. Back on map 21. So yeah, back to my rant. Thank you guys for providing such great commentary. 9 races in on this broadcast challenge series. Every week or every race, I guess, we get better and better at this. And it is just night and day difference from where we started to where we are right now. I would love to get more participation, more viewers, obviously, and just continue growing this. This is definitely a passion project for all of us, the racers, commentary, myself. And yeah, it takes quite an effort for everyone to kind of commit. So yeah, any support you guys give, follow us, subscribe to our YouTube, Twitch, whatever. It just gets us more visibility. Every time you drop a chat, it helps out somewhere. I don't know. I assume it helps. The algorithm on YouTube and stuff like that, to try to promote it to other people who might stumble upon it. So that's it. So
We're only gonna get better.
Yes, it can only get better. So right now, everyone in chat, give a shout out to Andrew, who spearheaded this whole thing. I'll start. I'll put the first one. I'm gonna go to Twitch and say thank you, if I can spell, and let's get that whole section on your screen filled up with chats, shouting out your drivers, shouting out the teams, thanking Andrew. If we have any fans, I don't think we have any fans in the chat tonight, but if we have any fans you want to cheer us on, we welcome any encouragement. And Andrew's thanking himself. And let's fill up that chat.
That was actually Andrew Cody, who's currently sitting in first place. So I had to thank him for just staying out and not pitting.
Not pitting, maintaining first. Shea is still maintaining the fastest lap, which is...
He is.
Glad he's in my top 5.
Pretty good lap time. He's made up a little bit of ground on Cristian there post pit stop. And I'm also taking a look at Szabelski, Brian Szabelski here, who has been having some really consistent pace and not getting too far behind Andrew Cody as well, who's currently sitting in first. But like we said, green flag pit stops are really going to mix up the order here once these drivers start to go in, as we see another full throttle car. That's Dominik Wilderer going back into the pit lane after serving his penalty. This might be a scheduled stop, and if that's the case, we might see some other full throttle cars going into the pits next as well. It's like Ruben Gutierrez has got a black flag. He's going to have to do a drive-through penalty. The penalties are just coming on out.
Yeah, let's take a look at that.
Look at our incident points.
Incident points,
Ruben. Dominik has one we knew.
Looks like
VIR.
Zane is 1 point away from a drive-through.
Dayton is close.
So is EJ Luna.
Xavier's one away. Ruben.
Look at that. Benjamin Bechtel only
Or
has
actually-
2. Last race, he had 22 incident points. So I bet that was one of his main focuses when he was practicing for this race, was to, you know, get less incident points and have a consistent, clean race. I think this is Ruben serving his black flag.
Looks like Brian Szabelski's getting a little bit closer to our leader now. He's been having some pretty good pace on board with him. Brian Szabelski's that yellow car that you see for OK Motorsports. And his teammate is right in front of him. So it looks like both of the OK Motorsports cars
pitting.
are going to be going to the pits now. Brian Szabelski and Andy Cody. Look at that. A very synchronized maneuver by both of these team members. Hitting from the lead, which is going to give the lead back to Cristian. Maybe. We'll see how fast this pit stop is from these two drivers. They are on a different pit stop than Cristian, so they might come out in front, but they will have colder tires.
Love how these cars just levitate when they come into the pits. Do I have a pit lane? Yeah, there we go. Pit lane 2? That's way too far away.
I bet they are talking to each other about their pit strategy and how they're going to get through the rest of this race.
It's like Cristian just passed him there. He's been having some really good pace. Shea also passes them. Early pit stop.
Shea's been holding in there, only 6 seconds back right now.
Shea's been having some really consistent pace. Very similar to Cristian's. Cristian's might be a little bit faster each lap, but only by like 1/10, 2/10 faster per lap.
Man, Cristian's just all over those curves. Keeping it clean though. Looks like Dayton Harrison's coming in. Hit the brakes pretty hard.
We do have to remember, you do get incident points or penalties for speeding in the pit lane. So if you're not prepared to slow down and hit your pit limiter before those cones, you could get extra penalties for speeding in the pit lane. So I assume that's why Dayton hit those brakes really hard right before those cones.
Yeah, I don't think we've seen any penalties for speeding in the pit lane in these races. Most of these drivers are pretty safe about going into the pits and not having a speeding penalty. But, I mean, at VIR, anything can happen.
That is true. I do recall one race, there was a battle between Benjamin and Cristian where there was some conversations after the race on if someone turned into each other or not. I believe Cristian did get a penalty because he was not in control of the car that time, but I believe iRacing gave him a penalty for speeding into the pits as he was spinning out into
Yeah,
the
that was
pits.
that was a very unfortunate finish
Very
there
bad.
for Cristian, and I believe that was Christian's first race. And that was his second race. And even after the incident that he had, he still managed to finish 4th in that entire race, which is still very commendable. I mean,
impressive.
it's his worst finish of the season. Was that race where he got taken
Also
out.
very impressive.
There's so many different ways you could take that turn. Everyone talks about the ideal driving line, but you can see these guys obviously have very, very different lines, but yet their times are coming in very, very similar.
Yeah, I think there is an ideal driving line, and then there's an ideal driving line for the way that you drive, right? I think it depends on your braking points, what you're comfortable with, and how far you want to push the car.
How late you want to put your car on the apex, how straight you want your car to be when you exit the turn. Like if you want to have a really good exit onto a long straight like we've seen Xavier on here, you might want to apex a little bit later so that you're able to just carry a lot more momentum onto the straights. So yeah, like Andrew said, very interesting to see how different these lines are for these drivers, yet still having very consistent lap time.
Definitely.
Let's say that. Let's bring up their best laps real quick. Best times, best times. So last laps, just 1/10 off. You can see their best times. Williams has about 3 seconds. Ruben just put in his best lap of the race. I always do better when there's pressure on me. But I always do best when I'm chasing somebody. Sometimes the pressure of being ahead of somebody just kills you.
Yeah, we have been seeing Xavier race Dayton Harrison all race. But after that penalty that he had to serve, it put him back just a couple of spots. He's down 3 spots from where he started in the race. And now he's chasing down Ruben Gutierrez, who we've been talking about for these last couple of races. He has very good pace. We think he would be able to compete. As you can see, he gets passed there by Xavier there on the inside. But Ruben is a pretty good race car driver from what we've seen. And he definitely has some good laps. And we've seen him compete with some of the higher up guys, but just get unlucky with driver contact and incident points. So we'll definitely be keeping an eye on Ruben here as this league goes on and as we do more sim racing events here at Denver Racing Station.
Shea just holding in that 6-second gap. Very, very consistent. Zane still hasn't pitted.
Must be going super long. Got some Dayton Full Throttle fans in the chat showing up.
What do you guys think that Brian knows? Because last race he was one of the first one to pit, right?
Yeah, he wanted to try last race in Road America.
He was doing a 3-pit strategy.
Brian wanted to try a different strategy to pit early to try and undercut some of the drivers who were maybe doing a 2-stop race. Those drivers, meaning they would have to save fuel, and Brian would just have to go all out. So because we didn't see Brian go in super early like we did see some of the Moto House cars go in, I'm thinking he might just be trying a different strategy instead of trying the early pit strategy from last race. It didn't get him the win, although it did get him the 2nd place. He might be trying something else here to try and keep some consistent pace and see if he can beat Cristian on a separate strategy. Because if you can't beat someone on the same strategy, might as well go on a different strategy.
Definitely. And it has really been interesting to see the past couple races how some of the teams have chosen to do different strategies and how that's played out. We did see, Full Throttle last race, fuel saved, I think, the entire race. They had a 2-pit, and I'm pretty sure, I'm going to double check, but I'm pretty sure they all finished pretty well. Or after talking to them, I think they were pretty satisfied with how they were finishing. Benjamin came in 3rd. Dayton Harrison in 5th, and Dominik Wilderer in 6th. So I think that's kind of all where they wanted to be. They do have that whole team mentality to keep their podium, their, I guess it's not really a podium, but to keep their top spot for the team challenge.
Yeah, speaking of Dominik Wilderer, he's now our first driver to have 2 drive-through penalties. He's currently got 24 incident points. We're about an hour into this race, about an hour and a half left to go. Not quite halfway yet, but he's still under the mark of incident points where I don't think he will be disqualified in this race, but I mean, as this race goes on, drivers will feel fatigued, they'll make a couple more mistakes, and that could lead to more incident points and maybe a DQ. So we'll keep an eye on Dominik for that as well. But he's currently sitting in 12th, and he's going to have to just try and get some good lap time in and hope that his competition, Zane May, Ruben Gutierrez, make mistakes so he can capitalize. On board with Szabelski here, Andy Cody, his teammate behind him. We know that these guys are not going to be racing each other hard at all. And it looks like they're just trying to navigate through some lap traffic there. There's a roll bar car. Each of them just got by. I believe that is Zane May. Now we're on board with Benjamin Bechtel, someone we have not talked about a lot in this race so far today, but he's been having a very consistent race. Qualified 5th, has not been able to keep up with the top 4 drivers, as you can tell with the 25-second interval to Andy Cody in 4th, but is still putting down some pretty decent lap times, maybe a second or 2 slower than the optimal pace, but is still running a really clean race. And like you had mentioned earlier, Marissa, in the race, he has very little incident points. So not having to do a drive-through penalty will be very good for that team.
Definitely. And I think one of the big things, after talking to some of these principals, it's the consistency, driving cleanly, not having all of the incident points, and just having a good race, whether you're trying to beat your personal best time, whether you're trying to beat Cristian, because again, he's on the top, there's those things that motivate each driver. And I think, I would be pretty satisfied to have low incident points, finish where I qualify, and just have a really consistent race. I think that's awesome. So good job for him. And look at EJ Luna coming up 5 places from where he, originally qualified, which I think is also just such an accomplishment. Again, not having any drive-through penalty yet, having lower incidents, and just driving a good race.
Wasn't EJ one of the guys who started from the very back and actually won a race once?
Yep, EJ, his one and only race win in the series came in Sebring at the very beginning of this season. And at Sebring, since it was one of the first races of the season, it was a first race for a ton of drivers. We were still getting new teams, new drivers into the league, and EJ was able to capitalize on a lot of mistakes that his competitors made to get up in the front early in the race and then keep his position there, because he did not make a lot of mistakes there in Sebring. So since that win, he has not had the best finishes. A week after that, he had a 6th place. Week 4, 6th place. Week 5, 6th place. Week 6, 6th place. He's just been sort of hanging out there as he currently sits right now as well in 6th place. He did finish in 5th 2 races ago, and then for Mile High did not race last time out. So very consistent from EJ. Currently in the middle of the field as they run now, but we know how good he is because he does have that race.
Definitely. We know that he can definitely pull it off. So, which is why I put him in my top 5 at the beginning of the race. So we'll see what happens. I do think that I messed up and I probably should have put Cristian in my top 5. But you never know. We still have an hour and 20-ish minutes to go, and anything can happen. I mean,
yeah,
anything can happen up to that very last second. So
I feel like I messed up not putting Shea in my top 5, because looking at the race results here for the last 8 races, Shea has either been super close to the podium, or if not on the podium. Like, he's had a couple of 5th place finishes. He had a 2nd place in the 3rd race. I think that was probably one of the first races he was in. Yeah, he finished 2nd. So coming out super strong for Team Molbar there. And he's having some really good pace this race as well. Not letting Cristian get super far away.
Right. That is Andy Cody, definitely a sleeper, coming in late to the series, but definitely putting in the work and earning those points for the team he's driving for. Shea, I don't think I would have expected at the beginning of this. Obviously, I didn't know him before any of this. It is interesting to know we haven't met half of these drivers.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, some of them who drove in Le Mans, or who are active members here at DRS.
Or he even come into the clubhouse to do their races.
That's
like
right.
We've seen Dom, we've seen Cristian, but a lot of these guys, the only time we really talk to them is in Discord or when we're commentating races like this. So, yeah.
So if you know the drivers and you want to give us any fun facts about them or anything that we could talk about, what they like to do, what their best, the best thing they like about sim racing. We did have another full throttle fan. We had a chatter say, "Let's go, Benjamin." So if you know these drivers and want to give them a shout out, we'll definitely relay that to them when we hop into their chats. Let them know that you are here supporting them. They really appreciate your support. We appreciate your support for them because this is, like Andrew said earlier, this is a passion project for all of us.
All right, well, bad news for some full throttle fans.
Oh,
Dayton just got his 12th incident point. He had to do a drive-through penalty, and he's now sitting in 8th behind Xavier, but not super far behind Xavier, only 2.5 seconds. So both of those drivers now had to serve a drive-through penalty. They're 50 seconds behind 6th place, EJ Luna, and that's definitely a battle we need to keep our eye on here as this race progresses. Otherwise, some of the closer battles on track, we've got Andy Cody behind teammate Brian Szabelski. We know those guys aren't really going to race. They're just trying to get some really consistent pace to catch up to our second and first place cars, who are a little over 15 seconds between each other. So
we just got a fun fact in the chat. Did you know, this is all for the chatters, if we pull up Benjamin Bechtel, if we go on board with him, you'll see his picture. He is bald. Our chatter told us, fun fact about Benjamin, in high school he had a huge afro. Would have never guessed.
It's funny. Yeah, I hope I never go bald. I mean, it's a look for some people, but I don't think I could pull
You
off
think you
the
could pull
bald
it
look.
off? I definitely couldn't. I have the bumpy skull.
I'm pretty sure I would die. I like my hair.
Andrew, do you think we're ever going to see a mullet for DRS?
You are the mullet for DRS. Wait,
Not anymore.
what?
No.
Where'd it go?
I cut it off like 2 races ago.
No way. I saw somebody.
it's your turn.
I saw somebody the other day, and he was like a younger kid. I was like, "This mullets must really be coming back." And then I thought of you, and then I just had to do a double take. I did not realize it was gone.
So even though the mullets are coming back, you're
You're not-
anti-mullet?
Yes. I'm not anti-mullet. I'm fine. If you want to do it, I just don't think it would look good on me.
We have
Actually-
a chatter that says to bring the mullet back, so
Here. Let's see here.
Chad is saying bring the mullet back. I think we should bring the mullet back.
I think if we should have like 3 to 5 people in the chat say bring the mullet back, and then
I think
you'd have to bring it back.
we should also have a donation goal
Ooh.
to cut Andrew's hair like a mullet. I would donate.
Yes, I would donate for that as well.
What?
Nothing.
Chat, let us know. How much would you donate
For
to make Andrew grow a mullet?
to grow a mullet.
I don't know.
We have 2 votes for bringing the mullet back.
I've tried to have the same hair for a long time here, so.
Oh, we have one that would donate against it.
We do have some
Thank you,
anti-mullets
thank
in
you.
the chat.
Anti-mullet.
I like that.
There would be a world where if you donated enough, I would cut my hair into a mullet. There you go. Challenge is out there. Probably make wearing this headset a lot easier.
Let's go. Hey, commentary, we have about 10 minutes before we go on board with all the mid-race encouragement for our teams. So if we jump off, take a quick break, chat, if you would like to drop in some... Marissa, you take over this part, because I'm just... this is why I can't do this.
Chat, let us know. Now that we got you talking and we really appreciate it.
No, yeah, I saw
fill
the chat
up
and then I'm
our
like, oh
chat
wait, we should
and
probably
let us
not leave
know
right now.
who you want us to talk to. I know we have Full Throttle fan. I want to say everyone chatting right now is a Full Throttle fan. So if there's specific driver you'd like us to give a note to, if
Here.
anybody who's not a Full Throttle fan wants,
That's Dayton having to
oh
break.
man.
Xavier spinning. Wow, it was close.
Let's rewatch that one.
Small little replay of Xavier just losing it. But good reaction. Hopefully there was no contact anywhere.
Contact, it looks like.
So that's good. Unfortunate, but that definitely was a good one.
All right.
Sorry, back to the chat. That was a good reaction time on our Full Throttle drivers. Let's see.
Here you guys go.
Oh, Sean would donate if it was done by a professional barbershop. We could make that happen.
Oh,
That's
We
is
could
that
do
a real picture?
of me.
That's you?
Oh. Well, there you
We
go,
need to bring it
Chad.
back.
There's a little bit of a vision of what the mullet could look like if we hit our donation goal.
So that I will say that is AI created.
Oh, okay, so
Oh,
it's not real.
So it's not real.
Oh, okay, that's what I thought.
Yes. No, I can't claim that.
But we
That-
could
that would
make
look like a
him
good
do
mullet,
that.
though. That
I think you can bring that
You could do
hairstyle.
pretty
that.
sure my dad had this mullet back in the 80s when he was in his hairband phase.
All right. Well, we'll leave the mullet talks to you guys. Chat. We'll take a quick break. Like Marissa was saying, comment in the chat who you want us
Yes.
to talk with. We'll be talking with all the drivers once we get back from our break.
yeah.
Hear how this race is going for them, and share all of the love and support from you guys to your drivers. So,
Thank you for getting that chat going. I still have a goal of getting it full up. So when we get back, drop in all of your chats. Talk to us. Talk to your drivers. We will be right back.
Thank you. Thanks, CJ. Sir.
I'll leave the left open, Dayton.
You're all good, man. There's nowhere to pass.
Sorry, Dane. Sorry, my bad.
You're all good, dude. I was losing the rear. The moment you go offline, you're dead.
I got cool death tires.
I'm going to pretend that was an overtake for the lead.
Thank you very much.
I'll stay left into the turn.
Thanks, Dane.
Welcome back, or I guess welcome back for us.
Yes.
Just got back at the commentary booth. We're on lap 54.
Thank you,
An
man.
hour and a half into this race, about an hour left to go. And this race has been a pretty uneventful one.
It has been. However, there have been some little moments where it's like, oh, big off track. We're starting to get more of those black flags. So things are starting to happen. It's just a little slow creeping.
Now we have some drivers going into the pits for their second time so far this race. That's why Cristian is in 4th, Shea is in 5th, Brian and Andy are 1-2 right now, and both Vectors are currently sitting in 3rd. That is due to pit strategy, and I think we've had a couple of other drivers get some drive-throughs for instant points as well. But otherwise, all of these drivers are still just racing in, and we want to talk to you guys in chat now that we're back to see what we should be asking our drivers. Because we know all of these drivers are so spaced out, it's like much beyond halfway in the race. We might be able to just ask our drivers some goofy questions. If you guys have anything you want to contribute to that, let us know in the chat, and if we fill it up, Andrew's going to put a ball.
He agreed if we fill up the chat for the rest of the night, which is 1 hour.
Definitely said this.
He definitely said this. If we fill up the chat for the last hour of the race, he agreed to go live on Instagram while we take it to the barbershop to get a mullet. So,
We want that
chat, it's up to you.
We want that.
I
Let
would
us
also
know.
really like it just if we had chat full because we love talking to you guys. But when we talk to our drivers, I definitely think we should ask Benjamin about his afro, as that's definitely not how he's been since he's been a member of DRS. He has never had hair. Excuse me. And so I think that would be definitely interesting too.
Yeah, asking the drivers what has been the toughest race so far. That'd be a good thing to write down. We'll definitely
I
ask
will write that down.
all of the drivers what they think about that, because honestly, I thought that this track would have been more of a challenge for some of these drivers, but it looks like these guys are keeping it consistent, especially the drivers at the top of the grid. We have seen a lot of off tracks from our mid-field racers, but I wouldn't call this one of the toughest races at all. Actually, we've had a couple of tracks now, like Canadian Tire Motorsports Park. I know was a track that a bunch of drivers struggled on. Long Beach, obviously, for all of those tight walls, but that's very interesting. We'll ask the drivers that. So.
That was a great question, Crystal. Thank you so much for asking it. Is
Dominic, I'll give you
anybody
the
in
outside
chat
here.
want to know anything else? I can't think of it. I mean, as far as I can tell, everybody is still pretty dialed
Just said thank
into
you.
this race. While we were on our break, we tried to have, whatever chatter was going on. When our drivers are focused, they are silent. They don't talk. It doesn't give a lot of great content. But we're going to
maybe
hop
the
in with
inside,
them.
I'll
We're going
let
to ask
off.
them your questions. We're going to show them
Thank you, sir.
that you're here to support them. So please drop us a chat. Let us know. We know we have Dayton Harrison fans. We have Benjamin Daniel Tominga fans. We have a Cristian Martinez fan, I believe I saw.
Yeah, let us know who you want us to hop in with first. We've got Mile High with only EJ. We'll definitely ask EJ some questions. We got Full Throttle. We've got Moto House, Cristian, our leader, who will definitely have an echo. Just a little bit of a warning for the viewers at home, for the headphone listeners, because he does not race with headphones. We've got OK Motorsports. That's Andrew, Cody, and Brian Szabelski, who are currently 1-2 right now. They're in the race right now, and then Bull Bar as well. So just let us know who you want us to hop in with, and
As soon as we get that chat going. Oh, we have Terry. That's a Benjamin Bechtel fan. If we get that chat going.
the chat will get going. We just have to be
Okay.
doing something,
All right, what do you want to do?
I think we should hop on board with Full Throttle so far, just to get their opinions on how the pit strategy's been playing out, talk about some afros, and then ask them what the hardest race has been so far in this league. So let's go
Definitely,
ahead.
we're hopping in with Full Throttle chat. So if you have any additional encouragement while we get set up on our end.
Hey, Full Throttle, this is the production booth. You guys got us? Full throttle. This is the production booth. Can you hear us? This is the production booth. You guys got us?
Yep.
All right. Well, we just wanted to hop on board, share some love that you guys are getting in the chat, and just ask you guys how this race has gone so far. So from a commentary standpoint, it's been a lot of open gap drivers and just a lot of people racing.
Yeah, for me, I didn't have the... Sorry, go ahead.
No, you're good, Dom. I was just going to ask how your race is going.
I didn't have much on practice, so I have pace, but just not the consistency I need. A lot of off jacks and the new setup I'm still getting used to down here at the Lafayette location.
Is it just like driving the Miata though?
Not quite. Miata's definitely more stable, and there's a manual. And if you punch the throttle, unclear. You're spinning in different directions.
I think the Cadillac has a couple extra horsepower on it.
Yeah, just a few.
Alright, what about you? How's your race been going so far?
It's been going basically exactly how I wanted. I knew I wouldn't really have the pace around this track. I'm just not there. But I wanted the consistency in me. I got it.
That was a pretty consistent pace, basically 2.5 the entire race, and we've been seeing some pretty decent pace out of all of you guys so far. So pretty great to see.
Yeah, other than my 2 incidents at the beginning, I've kept an entirely clean light race, which is the goal.
Nice, well, good job. We do have some chatters that wanted to give you guys some encouragement. We have Crystal, fan for Dayton. We have Terry and Leo in chat for Benjamin. And we got some fun feedback from our chat. Oh, Rose also in chat just now says, good job, Benjamin. That says, Benjamin, when you were in high school, you had an afro.
Can you confirm or deny this?
It's 100% true. It was only for one day. It was Wacky Hair Day at swimming. It was large.
I could not imagine.
I cannot imagine you with honestly any hair at this point.
It's been a while.
Yeah, we've been having a couple of conversations on stream about hair, surprisingly, and I wanted to ask you guys, how did you guys feel if Andrew had a mullet?
I think you should go for it.
100% do it.
Got some green flags over here, Andrew.
And it needs to be like a real, like, rat-tailed mullet.
Oh, Terry has pictures of the afro. That is true. All right.
Yep, that is my mom, and she will have the pictures.
We have one other question that came in from chat that says, what race has been the toughest so far?
We've only got 3 races left so far in the season, and we've had a lot of difficult ones, but I want to hear from you guys, what do you think has been the toughest race for you individually and for your team as well?
I think Long Beach, that track is just suck.
I think arguably this one, just because the consistency has not been there at all. I love VIR, but I'm spending a lot of time if they're asking that.
All right. Well, thanks for answering our questions, guys. Do you have anything else you want to share to your fans before we hop on board with a different team?
Thanks for cheering us on.
Thank you guys.
Thank you, guys.
All right. Good luck with the rest of the race.
All right. Well, there you heard it. Benjamin did not deny the afro, and everyone is in favor of Andrew getting a mullet.
That's correct.
There you go. So it doesn't seem like there's a lot happening team-wise or strategy-wise with full throttle. Benjamin is trying to keep it consistent. He knew that the pace wasn't there, that he said, so he's just been running his own race, and I think that same could be said for both Dom and Dayton. So very interesting stuff there, and they appreciate all your fan support. So thank you guys. Thank you, chat.
Definitely, and I think, you know, after talking to Dominik, we've seen that he's had a couple of drive-throughs, and so we kind of know that, you know, he may be struggling a little bit on this track. But
there's Dom going off. We've seen so many drivers going off on this turn. And yeah, just hitting the gas a little bit too hard to try and rejoin as well. You can see the back end just fishtailing out a little bit, rejoining the track, but that's VIR.
Thank you.
It definitely is, but I think they're still trying to do the best they can, and the big thing I think for Dominik to watch out for is to not get that 60 incident points, which I don't think he's close at this point, but make sure he doesn't get there so that he still finishes the race and still earns those extra points for his team.
All right. Well, how about we keep hopping into some team chats to hear how we're doing? I think the next thing we should hop in is Mile High Motor Club, and we'll talk with EJ Luna to see how his race is going.
I was thinking the same thing.
Wasn't what I was thinking, but that's cool.
Hey EJ, it's the production booth. Can you hear us? It's going all right. It's been a long race, not a lot of battles on track, and we wanted to hear how your race has gone so far. You started in the back and made up a lot of positions. How's that feel?
Is there anything you can say as far as your pit strategy or how you're feeling about this track?
Hey TJ, sorry about scaring you there.
So was that a two-stop strategy or a one-stop strategy? Oh, okay.
We agreed. We thought it was really early as well.
Yeah. We'll just have to wait and see. Well, the commentary booth has been very impressed with the pace that you've consistently had, making up all those positions from the start to have the best qualifying. Was there anything to that? Did you just not get a good lap in?
Thanks, Zane.
Well, I'm definitely rooting for you. You are in my top 5 picks for tonight's race, so I'm hoping you get up at least until 5th place, but good luck. And
we actually had a few questions that we've been talking with chat about, and wanted to hear your opinion. Out of all the races that we've done so far this year, this is being race 9. What has been the hardest race for you? Yep, we've heard Detroit from a couple of full throttle racers as well. Definitely a tough one. And I guess the second question is, how would you feel if Andrew grew a mullet? If he grew a mullet. That seems to be the general consensus, yeah. Hey, it's a trendy haircut these days. Yeah.
Well, it's a good thing you're not 40 yet.
All right, well, thanks for talking to us, EJ. We wish you the best of luck as this race continues on, and we'll talk to you again at the end of the race for the round table. So good luck until then.
Definitely good luck.
Andrew, we're going to keep asking all of the teams their opinion on this question. I hope you know.
We only have one person in chat who says no, so I'm pretty sure majority is going to overrule that.
You see, I don't even know how to grow a mullet, so there's that.
Well, EJ sounds like he's just been locking in. He was in 6th. I must have missed when Dayton and EJ swap positions. We see Dayton's in the pit now. I say as they swap positions. But yeah, EJ's been sitting in 6th. He has finished in 6th 4 out of the last 8 races.
Right.
So that seems to be where he's been existing on the standings. And hopefully he will be able to get one more position so that he enters into your top 5.
Yes, I need him in my top 5. It's really good that we're not putting money on this, but not opposed. If anybody in chat wants to make a friendly bet.
Yeah, I mean, the commentary booth, we know how good all these drivers are because we've been commentating about them so often. But it's always just interesting to see. It's sort of like fantasy sports where you pick your team and you hope that they do well, but at the end of the day, it's all the way to... It comes down to the performance of the drivers.
It definitely does.
EJ's been having a pretty good performance so far today. But... All right, next up on our team chatter, we've got Cristian Martinez, Daniel Taminga, and Xavier Williams for Moto House. We're going to hop on board with them and see how they're feeling about this race so far and ask them all of the questions. Hey, Moto House, this is the production booth. Can you hear us? All right, well, we just wanted to hop in chat and see how the race was going for you guys. It's been a long one, not a lot of on-track battles, but how are you guys feeling about your races so far?
It's all right.
Is there anything you can say towards your pit strategy, how you're feeling about this track, things you like, things you don't like?
Could you repeat that?
What do you like about this track?
What do we think or what do we like?
Either.
What are your thoughts on this track?
Sorry, I had to adjust your volume. You guys were really quiet. This track sucks. The end. No, it's just it's a tough track to maintain balance on the front of the car with. Once you commit to a corner, you're kind of there. with whatever line you decided. It's hard to get any corrections going or make any adjustments as you either overshoot or undershoot a corner without any type of critical mistake, especially when wheel to wheel, which this track is really hard to also go wheel to wheel at.
Yeah, we've been asking some of the other teams and drivers what they think their hardest race has been now that we're so deep into the season. So Xavier, how does this race rank among all of the harder races that we've done so far this year?
This is whatever. This race is my own fault. The hardest race was probably either Sebring, because that was my first race and first time driving the car on ever, minus the new tires, doesn't matter. Longest stint I've ever had to do. So like for me personally, it was just the first time having to do a long stint. Outside of that, probably like Laguna or Canada.
Interesting. All right. We have not heard those answers from all the other drivers, so it's just interesting to hear some more insight. So, interesting stuff.
Hardest one. Can you guys even hear me?
We can hear you.
We hear you now.
The hardest one was the one that I didn't win, which is the one that I didn't join because I wasn't in the league yet.
That's
I'm
real.
pretty sure you didn't
Daytona.
win race 2 or race 4 either.
Yeah, Laguna was tough. I think Laguna was my toughest race.
Yeah, Laguna was tough.
Yeah, Laguna.
You did have one of the most memorable incidents at that race, so that does check.
I gotta tell you, production, it's interesting that it ends up being the same car every time.
Benjamin ass packed me at Laguna.
I wasn't gonna say any names, but it's the same car every time. Getting into somebody's rear end.
I'll say it. I got ass packed, but it was all good. That was a fun racing. That was like a fun lap of wheel to wheel racing.
It was definitely entertaining for us to see as well.
Oh yeah. All right, well, Cristian, how's your race been going so far? You've got a pretty good gap over second place right now. Just keeping it clean, keeping it consistent.
Yeah, just trying to keep it on the track.
And we have noticed you did hit a bit earlier than some of the other drivers as well. Is that a strategy?
Yeah, I did. Wait, yeah, I pitted earlier to have less fuel. I don't even know what I did that for. Just a setup thing. Yeah, so I just pitted because I was the max fuel I could have in that setup. And that was not real much strategy, I guess, to it, other than I couldn't put any more fuel in the car.
Well, we definitely don't want you to run out of gas.
Yeah,
I think there were three drivers that pitted on 18. We were trying to figure out why.
Oh my god. What is what's the next race? Next track?
Indy. Indianapolis road course.
And then what? And then after that, is that it? The last race?
Road Atlanta after that, and that's it.
Road Atlanta?
Yeah.
Yes.
Road Atlanta should be fun.
We might do Indy as the oval. You guys want to do that?
That'd be great.
Let's talk about it after the race. That does pique my interest.
But it
Let's
has
let
to be
them
unanimous.
focus.
Remember, guys, it has to be absolutely 1,000%. No, everyone has to be like, yes, yes, yes.
Yep.
If anyone isn't like,
We would never do oval. That would be so. I don't know.
honestly, that'd actually be more
Pretty
fun.
sick, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
You guys think so?
Pretty
Honestly.
solid, bro.
I vote yes.
Yeah.
If there's a drop race. That's it.
Wait,
If there's
wait.
not a drop race, then the vote is absolutely not.
Ooh, I like that. This man knows how to negotiate.
Mm-hmm.
I'm with the race leader on this one.
Let's bring the vote for the oval to the end of the race.
Yeah, but remember, it has to be unanimous.
I like these conditions, Cristian.
Yeah.
All right. Well, speaking of unanimous votes, we've been talking with a lot of our drivers during the race, and I want to get your guys' thoughts. What do you think? Should Andrew grow a mullet?
A mullet, huh? Depends on what the facial hair combo looks like, man. You got to rock the right beard mustache combo to make it work. You can't babyface it or else you'll look ridiculous, you know?
What about a man bun?
Ooh.
Oh no.
He's going the opposite direction.
Yeah, a man bun, dude.
But how will they know he likes
sounds
to party in the
absolutely-
back?
I think there's probably a best of both worlds haircut in there somewhere.
I think you should grow a man bun, get a tan, be like a real
That's
Italian.
sad.
Take
He's from
steroids.
Florida now?
Yeah, he's Italian, so he's take some steroids, be a real jacked Italian meal. Start serving us all pasta.
I feel like this is taking a turn for the worse.
Oh, Andrew, did you ever watch Jersey Shore?
Absolutely not.
Okay, well,
You missed out.
yeah, what the hell, dude?
You had to be there.
That was like your peak age, high school years, for sure.
How old do you think I am?
Old as shit. 40.
Exactly right. I don't think Jersey Shore came out until like I was in my mid-20s.
Damn. Hey,
Damn.
Andrew, what was it like watching Rosa Parks say no on that bus?
You guys.
What was it like watching the first person get to the moon and walk the moon? How was that like, huh?
Am I the oldest here? I might be.
Well, we
Yeah,
do
dude.
have a message for you, Cristian, in chat. Madeline says, let Chris know we're all watching him race in El Paso. So your fans are watching.
This isn't really much of a race, guys. I haven't been wheel tool
You're-
with this person.
Your family's out of town and you couldn't practice at all?
Dude, I have been so busy, Andrew. Very busy.
I
So,
get it. I get it.
yeah.
But
But I
yeah, you
mean-
got 20 seconds. You got 20 seconds on Brian right now.
Yeah, I know. I'd be legit shocked when I could join Matt Fate. So have we decided what next cars we're going to race next season or no?
Not yet. Not yet.
And most.
I'm thinking Lotus 49.
The manual transmission one?
Jesus Christ.
Yes.
Oh, I'm into that. That'd be
Mad.
sick. That would be awesome. I'm so down for that, actually. But everyone needs a manual transmission. Oh,
That's very true.
that would be awesome.
Alright.
That'd be a lot of fun.
No, maybe GT4. I think the 718 GT4.
With the new tire model, I'd be down for that. That'd be fun. Because the tire model is coming out to the GT4s this next season, so count me
Yeah.
in.
It's pretty impressive. You can hold a pretty good conversation.
If, but again, if, and only if there's a drop race. But if there isn't, count me out.
There will definitely be a
Yeah.
drop race next season.
No,
Don't
I mean,
worry.
let me rephrase that. If there's a drop race this season, then I'm in.
All right. Well, we have to go talk with some other
Thank
teams.
you, John.
Thank you guys for
Thank you,
chatting
John.
with us. Always great to hear you guys' opinions on racing. And we're going to wish you guys the best luck here as this race comes to a close. And we'll chat with you again in the round table after the race is over. So good luck, guys.
Thank you.
Good luck out there.
Later.
Andrew, we do have a chat for you. Someone is asking, what is it like being the only dinosaur left?
That doesn't make sense. I'm not that old.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Andrew. I don't know why you caught so many strays in that voice channel, but
Yes, you did.
I guess these drivers really didn't have much else to talk about.
I know. That's why I said it. It's pretty impressive that they're able to carry on such a fluent conversation while holding first place in the race. You know, Cristian
Right,
is
well-
a very, very talented driver. I will say.
Oh
that.
yeah. I mean, like 20
Definitely.
seconds in front of second place, he definitely has the pace over the field, and it's always great to listen to him talk while he's driving. So
Yeah.
we've got two more teams to hop on board with. Next up, we got OK Motorsports with Andrew Cody and Brian Szabelski, who are currently sitting second and third, having a pretty good race themselves. So let's go ahead and hop on board with them and see how their races go.
Not this season,
Oh,
Madeline.
OK Motorsports. Okay, this is the production booth. Can you hear us?
Hey, we got you.
All right. Well, we've just
Ooh.
been hopping on board with a bunch of other teams, and we wanted to hop on board with you guys, see how your race is going. And from what we've seen up in the commentary booth, you guys have been doing really good. Second and third place right now, pit strategy-wise. How are you guys feeling right now?
Pretty good. I think we got this. We don't have to stop again, so we're not worried about it. We know Cristian has to. He can't make it to the end from an hour and 3 minutes.
All right.
How many laps do you guys think this race will end up being?
About 90.
Well, then you might have something there.
All right, you've been keeping it clean. Has this track been tough for you guys to get around, or are you navigating it pretty well?
I'm navigating it pretty well. A couple small lockups here and there, just pushing a little too hard in the corners, but I'll let Andrew speak for his time.
Yeah, no, pretty good. Happy with the progress, and yeah, Brian helped me out with a little extra practice throughout the week leading up, so that was a big help.
You guys have been running really close to each other on track, like all race, going into the pits like at the same time, and it's just cool to see teams that coordinated with their team strategy. So I'm excited to see if the front shakes up at all, if and when Cristian goes into the pits.
Yeah, we think he's going to have to 3-stop it, so that's based on when he went in and what we know for fuel and all that, so unless he really backs off now.
Which it doesn't really seem like he is backing off. So.
No, that's not his DNA. he is 10/10ths all the time, and I think he's probably going to have to stop the next 10 minutes or so.
All right, well, we'll definitely look out for that. We do have a question from chat that wants to know, for each driver, what race has been the toughest so far?
Long Beach. I love street circuits, but just the tight nature of that. There's not really a lot of good passing opportunities at Long Beach. You just kind of have to be a lot more aggressive, and it's really, really difficult.
And Andrew, I know that you're still relatively new to the league, but like, how does this race compare difficulty-wise to the other races you've done so far?
I mean, I think for me, I'm progressing each week, so I'd have to say for me, the most sport, the first week that I raced here was the toughest one, because just getting used to it.
What was that?
All right. Something else I've just been looking at is, Brian, you are in first place for the driver points, but you have finished on the podium every single race so far this season.
Yes, I have.
How does that make you feel comparatively to the other drivers he is still competing for the Drivers' Championship?
I don't know. It's not easy. I mean, there's a lot of fast people here. I got to fight every one of these races just to get on the podium, so it's a little bit of luck and a little bit of skill. It's certainly not easy. Everyone here doesn't make it easy, and I wouldn't want it to be easy. So I'm really happy that I've podiumed in every race so far, and I hope to keep it going.
All right. Well, one last question before you let you guys go. We've been asking all of these teams here. I want to know you guys' opinion. Should Andrew get a mullet?
Nah, he doesn't need to do that.
No.
You're only the second person to say no.
Well, ultimately it's your decision. You know, you're a grown adult. I'm gonna let you decide that for yourself.
It's a very adult answer, Brian. We appreciate that.
Thank you, Brian. I appreciate that as well.
All right, well, we're going to let you guys get back to it. Hope your strategy plays out. You guys can have a 1-2 podium finish for OK Motorsports, and we'll talk to you guys again at the roundtable at the end of the race. So good luck finishing off this race, guys.
Good luck.
Good luck, guys.
Thank you.
I expected all of those answers from Brian. But I didn't think that Cristian would need to pit again. So
he didn't seem to mention that he was going to pit again. So I'll be interested to see if he actually does.
I agree with the chat as well. It's our decision to control Andrew's haircut. We just need to have like a donation bar across the top of the screen or something. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, OK Motorsports having a 1-2 finish in this race would be really good for them, points wise, especially. And I'm sure Brian would want another win, but it didn't sound like Cristian needed to pit again. And he might run out of fuel. So we're going to keep a close eye on that 24-second margin between Brian and Cristian for first and second. But otherwise, I have a feeling that our top three are pretty much going to stay our top three until the end of the race. We'll just have to see what Cristian does. So very interesting stuff from OK Motorsports.
Yes, very.
All right, we got one more team to hop on board with, and then we'll take a quick commentary break and then come back to commentate the end of the race. So let's go ahead and talk with Team Mulbar. Hey, Mulbar, this is the production booth. Can you hear us?
Yes, sir.
Hey, what's up?
Hey.
All right,
Hey, guys.
well, it's going pretty good for us in the commentary booth, but we wanted to just ask how the race has been going for you guys. How has VIR been treating you?
Pretty all right, minus pre-race incident with a different driver. It's been pretty consistent.
Pre-race, I don't think we've heard about this pre-race incident. If there's anything you care to share.
On the formation lap, someone decided to park their car in the hog pen area, so gave me 4 incident points before the race even technically started.
Nice job keeping that off the wall.
That is definitely not how you want to start a race, for sure.
Is there any action out there?
Not a ton of action. I would say everyone's pretty spaced out at this point of the race, but there is some speculation at the front of the grid whether or not Cristian can make it to the end on his current tank of fuel. Otherwise, everyone is pretty consistent where they are at.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I pitted a lap before Cristian, and I needed 5. I was going to be short by 5 laps, I think, so he's going to have to do some crazy fuel saving, I think, but I don't know.
Are you going to have to pit again?
I should be able to stay out, but I messed up my strategy, so I had to go in for a little bit a couple laps ago, maybe like 10 laps ago.
Yeah, we've been seeing you've been having a really good race, qualified well, and you've been racing up with Cristian, keeping pace as well. So do you think VIR is just one of your better tracks, or you just feel like you have better pace than field?
I don't know. I feel like I'm just starting to learn the car and getting a little better each race. But Cristian's just a freaking beast, dude. I have to try so hard to keep up with him, where I have to tell myself like not to, just drive my race. Otherwise, I'm gonna crash. But we'll see how.
Hey, you're a
defending
beast
against
too,
Benjamin
man.
does. Thanks, Rube.
Yeah, Ruben, tell us about your race.
Oh, started great, man. Started amazing. Kept it very clean up to, well, I got a few accident points now and then a few drive-throughs penalties. But aside from that, we're doing good, man. Good race, having some fun, and scoring some points.
All right. That's great to hear. So we've been asking some of the other drivers this. We are currently on race 9 out of the season, and I want to hear from each of you guys. What do you think has been the hardest race for each of you this season?
Mosport.
Yeah, Canadian Tire.
For me, this one.
All right. We've been hearing a lot of Mosport. Haven't heard a lot of VIR, but everyone's been keeping it relatively clean.
Yeah, this one's difficult, but I felt like Mosport, you didn't get like 1 second to like kind of relax during the whole race. So that one I was wiped after that one for sure.
All right. And I guess the last question we've been asking everybody is, what are your thoughts on Andrew getting a mullet?
He should go for it.
I
Only
like
if it's
everyone's initial reaction.
a mullet with a bowl cut. That's the only way he can rock it.
I rocked a bowl cut for many years of my life.
Just add some long hair on the back and you're golden.
I feel like that's a blend between like what Lloyd Christmas, off Dumb and Dumber.
Oh yeah.
Well, Shea, we know you got a lot of pressure on you right now from Benjamin, so we don't want to mess up your race.
All good. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, thanks for talking with us, and we'll talk to you again at the driver roundtable at the end of the race. So good luck finishing up, guys.
Good luck, guys.
Thank you.
All right. It's always great hearing from all of our drivers, and I did not realize how close Benjamin actually was to Shea.
Yeah, very close.
Wow. I mean, like, we're two hours in, and we were anticipating not having any position swaps, but Benjamin looks like if he sees that position ahead of him, we know that he's going to go for it. So we're going to keep the camera on board here. Chat saying, loving the drivers' reactions. Asking if Andrew should get a mullet. Too funny. I mean,
majority should win this one. I don't think we should follow Christians and be like, it has to be unanimous. I don't think we should go that route.
No, it definitely has to be unanimous.
I definitely think majority rules. But since we're not getting that chat full up, I don't think he'll agree because that was the condition. So chat, you have 2 more races to get this chat full up so that we can get Andrew to get a mullet.
Better invite all your friends to the next race in Indianapolis.
Let's do a bet for next season. Yeah, next season if we could get this participation, viewership up, it might be a season-long thing, right? John, how long did it take you to grow that out?
Let's see. Well, my hair was already longer than I think both of our hair is now. I cut it in March, and I think I had a fully fleshed out mullet around like June. So, given that time frame, I think a full season would be long enough to grow out your hair. And if we hit the goal, you'd cut it into a mullet. If we don't, you could just chop it off and you know go on to the next challenge.
You're saying just grow it all out and then fix the front.
I mean, there are different types of mullets. That's just the mullet I grew, but we can figure that out at a future day.
We can consult a barber.
Yeah.
If you're watching and you're in chat, we have a new drinking game for you. You have to take a shot every time you hear the word mullet tonight. All right, let's go on break, guys.
Yeah, we're gonna leave you on break with this insane battle for 4th place right now, and we're also gonna keep an eye on. Wait a minute, we missed it. Brian Szabelski and Andy Cody are 1-2. They've passed Cristian. We must have missed that happening.
We were talking about your mullet.
Too busy talking about hair to realize that there were actually changes happening in the race. Cristian and Benjamin both moving up and down in the grid this late in the race. Insane stuff. Yeah, Cristian did have to go to the pits. Brian was right. Wow.
So how far back is he going to be?
Let's see where he's going to come out.
Let's see. Cristian's only 8 seconds back, though.
8 seconds back from Andy, and then that's about 15, 16 seconds back from the leader. So not saying it's impossible in the next 15 minutes, but Cristian's going to have to put down some really good laps, and he will have fresh tires and probably a light fuel load, so he should be pretty quick. But chat, don't go anywhere. We're going to take a quick break and then come back as this race ends. So stay tuned for the end of this race.
Come on, guys, don't block for your teammates. This is shit. Daniel, what are you doing? Real childish shit there, guys.
Yeah, it's cool. You just hit me, it's fine.
Oh, they have a spot, you just turn right into me.
Bold choice, Zane.
Make the move sooner, dog.
I'm holding the gas pedal. It's a straight. What do you want me to do?
Thanks, Xavier.
We're back, closing laps of this race, and as soon as we went off, we had some chaos. We had Benjamin Bechtel, who caught up to Shea Devereux, who's currently sitting 5 seconds behind, and unfortunately went off, trying to make the pass here. And you can see Benjamin just locking up a little bit, coming around that turn.
30 seconds later, we had another one.
Luckily, though, he had the minimum amount of incident points. He's not close to serving a drive-through, so it's not going to affect him too badly, but it does increase that gap. And, like, no, he's not fighting for position there.
Right. But also when we were off, we were on board with EJ Luna, caused Andy Cody to fall back a little bit. Cristian went into the pits because of his strategy, and here we're seeing Cristian trying to make a pass for second.
EJ replay.
Okay, we're going back to the EJ replay. EJ diving it in. We believe that is Taminga, was not letting him by. He was trying to chase down Dayton. You can see Andy Cody in the carnage there. And then we're going to switch away. But you can see Cristian there getting some time back on Andy Cody, and that is what led up to the second incident that we were just looking at Cristian trying to make an inside pass on Andy Cody, and let's just see how this plays out. A little bit of contact. Cristian pushes him off the track and now has the inside lane coming into this turn. He goes in, and he's just going to spin out, and Andy's going to lock up. They both miss the corner, but unfortunately for Cristian, he's going to be backwards, and Andy's going to remain going forwards, and Andy's going to keep his position. Tragic spin for Cristian. Was trying to get that position back on OK Motorsports, get back in a second, but unfortunately, it's not going to happen.
Nope. That was so exciting, and of course we were on our break, but we were watching. Very exciting. Last five. There's going to be 5 minutes left of the race, so these battles are getting close, and those incidents could have changed the outcome of this race for sure.
We were not anticipating having drivers be this close to the race at this point in the race. We thought everyone was either like 30 seconds behind the car in front or a lap behind the car in front, but no, there are still drivers that are still very much close to each other. EJ's only 11 seconds behind Dayton now. Benjamin's only around 7 seconds behind Shea, and Cristian is now 7 seconds behind Andy Cody. So since we last talked to you guys, nothing has changed in the running order, but there were a lot of battles and a couple of spins that could have changed the running order when we were off. So a little bit of chaos at the end of the race, but now we've got 4 minutes to go, and the intervals are looking about the same as they were.
They definitely are. And you know, as we talk about strategy and all the different outcomes that can happen in a race, I think this race definitely came down to strategy.
Yeah.
I think, you know, we heard Cristian speak on the setup of his car. It wasn't exactly where he wanted it to be, or didn't practice enough to have that set up correctly. Whereas Szabelski and Cody, who are on the same team, probably did have their setup honed in a little bit more. We know that Szabelski is a strategy king, and that's what they're winning this race on.
Yep. Yeah, right now it's looking like an OK Motorsports P1 and P2 finish. This will be Andy Cody's best finish of the season, and this will be Szabelski's, I believe, 3rd win on the season, trying to match Cristian's 4 wins on the season right now as well. So Szabelski, like we've been talking about, is still on the top of the drivers' standings, but there is still going to be a trivia that all of the drivers are going to be able to earn points for their teams here once the race ends in about 3 minutes or so.
That's right. So chat, let's hear your very last encouragement for our teams as this race is coming to an end. We appreciate you being here, supporting our drivers, and, you know, keeping our conversation going. We're not going to play the drinking game because, Crystal, you are right. We would all be hammered, and commentary would not do well in that situation. So we are not playing that game, at least not this game.
it has been a long race. It has not been the most eventful race, and but it's still been a really good race. I feel like there have been some really good battles. And as far as just commentary production goes, this might be one of the best races we've had so far this year, with everything running smoothly and just all of the highlights we've been able to show you guys during the race. So otherwise, been a pretty good night so far, and it's going to be an even better night for Brian Szabelski here, as he's only got a couple more minutes left before he takes that checkered flag.
Okay, this was definitely an exciting finish to the race. Definitely not where I thought drivers were going to be. I, of course, had Cristian not even in the top 5, which he's not first at the moment, so that's my bad. I should have had him in my top 5. But our new up-and-coming drivers for this season have been doing a great job and definitely putting their names out there. Yeah, it's exciting to see some of that good competition here at the end of the race.
Yeah, and I mean, Shea from Molbar Motorsports has been holding on to that 1:34.6 fastest lap for basically the entire race as well. So definitely showing he's got the pace. He's one of the faster cars on the grid. I should have picked him for my top 5, and I didn't. But he's been having some really good pace. And he did have that strategy mishap, which is why he's so far behind Cristian right now. Otherwise, they would have been on the same strategy. He would have been with Cristian when all that chaos happened.
Either that or it's going to be his white flag. I'm not sure which it's going to be. So
let's hop on board with our leader.
Nice job, Brian.
Checker flag, checker flag.
That is going to be it for the race. Brian Szabelski takes the win. We're going to hop into the OK Motorsports chat to hear how we celebrated with Brian Szabelski.
It'll be quiet.
Good team strategy,
Yeah,
guys.
good job
That
on the
was
win,
quite
Brian.
the race.
Also good shit, Andrew.
Brian,
second.
your 3rd win on the season.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Thanks.
How are you feeling?
Thanks, Benjamin. Great race all around.
We all feel like we go.
EJ, I'll see you at the next track.
Oh yeah, I'll be waiting.
Good win, Brian. Good win.
Thanks, guys.
Shea, of course, I never mess up that turn for 2 hours, and then when I'm about to overtake, I fuck it once.
It was so dirty out there too. There's like, I mean, I don't know where you're gonna pass on this track, but yeah, good race.
All right. Yeah, it got a little chaotic there at the end, huh, guys?
There were some really good battles there at the end.
Shea. Yep.
Jay had a little bit of a push there.
Yeah, and then it was quite the battle with Andrew and Cristian there for second late in the race, all a product of all the incidents that happened prior to that. So some really interesting battles really late in the race.
I was happy there was no contact. Very, very unfortunate.
Yeah.
Seriously, you want to get the trivia going as I get the
Yeah. Is everybody ready? I put it in Twitch, YouTube, and in Discord. It's crowd.live 3XSMM. Yeah, this is what you guys requested. Do you know each other? And so everybody at least has to get one right, right? You should get one right. crowd.live/3XSMM. Mm-hmm.
I don't understand. What's that mean? What's that mean? You're like, what a terrible strategy. I assume that you hit that button when you or whenever it's not it. One more wearing? Oh yeah, yeah. Like $35.
All right. Trivia is starting now. Is it working? Whether or not he decides to give you the correct answer or try to screw you up is on him. I mean, you do have a fair amount of time to answer each of these questions, so. Not this race. Though. These are based off of the answers you all gave me when I asked. So if they have changed, it's B. Wow. All of the answers came from the drivers themselves. If they gave me false information, I claim no responsibility. If you gave me a month's answer, I may have converted it.
Always had so much trouble finding after the races. How do you guys feel about this iRacing Studios to produce IndyCar video game?
What's that mean? Definitely seems like a Z4 kind of guy.
Not every single one.
I thought it was gonna be the Cadillac, honestly. Shit. That narrows it down. It's like
I could tell you it's not the Porsche 911. Probably a good idea. Timing is based off of when I ask the question. So when did I ask you these questions? I wasn't about to do the math for every single one of you guys. Very valid. Hey. You're supposed to at least get your own question correct. Since he's not here, should I tell you that he's not? Oh. I didn't know what half of these cars were that you guys told me. I had to look up every single one. No, I remember yours. Okay, I didn't have to look up every single one, but I had to look up a lot of them. Remember, this is the time that I asked the question, so not this month. It has been a while. It's definitely not 5 years. Hey. Is the car he saw the other day listed? Wow. Wow, that's pretty cool. I did math once. To the person in chat, the person who uses decimals in years is the accountant of the group. That's me.
I cannot find the results page to save my life for this race or any race. I don't know if I race stuff takes five. Luckily, this
We're gonna be on for another 2.5 hours. Hope you're ready.
we have a very good. Isn't that right, John?
Oh yeah.
Let you guys go. We're gonna do a little outro. Absolutely not. No, there it is. Walk on. That's stuck for us.
That's for you to find out.
You can see if the door's locked or not.
Yeah. I saw Mel sticking out. Well, not everyone heard about this, but
I didn't hear you. The what? Oh, Benjamin, when he was in high school, had an afro. Yes. That photo was sent to me. So I can put it on stream after the trivia. Do you have an objection? I don't even know. I'll have to look at it after. He only likes to come over here to eat our food. We know this. I think so. I'm pretty sure. Oh, yeah. I've got it.
Kudos to Cristian leading the last of this race.
I had a typo? Oh, shoot. Sorry. You know, putting together 4 trivias every race is a lot.
Let's do one the lowest. Had the most
Team winners. Get this picture up. I'm just gonna hold it up to the camera. I can't hear, so. No, I have my headphones off.
Oh, the Afro picture.
The Afro picture. I don't know how to focus it. That is a
like
lot of
mop
hair.
top. Yeah. I would.
That's funny.
Oh, that'll be on there forever.
It forever lives on the internet. Okay, well.
Yeah, I think Andrew's just working on points. Those will be up in the stream eventually. But yeah, we'll be wrapping up the commentary. Thank you guys for racing. It was another fun one, and we'll see you guys in Indianapolis.
Yep, September 30th. September 30th. That will be the next one. So a month away.
All right. See you guys. All right. Well, it's been a very eventful night, and a not very eventful night. It was a good race, lots of battles at the beginning and at the end, and a lot of fun interacting with chat and all the drivers. So thank you, Marissa, for being my co-commentator tonight. And it was an absolute blast. We'll be back again for Indianapolis.
Definitely. Thank you guys all for interacting with us, and we hope to see you again in a month. And thank you for coming out and gracing us with your commentary. It's always a blast. And shout out to Andrew. Thank you for putting this whole thing together. We have 2 races left of the season.
It's coming to a close.
It's coming to a close, and it's
Happening
been a wild
fast.
ride.
Yes, it has. It's been really good, but there will be more to come. So this is not the end. In fact,
Definitely.
it might even be the beginning. Some would say. But
We're still
yeah,
there.
we'll sign it off. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.
Thank you, everyone, for tuning in tonight. See you later. Bye. I got Marissa's head. See ya. Thanks for watching, chat.